I'd been in Pakistan one time before, and I wasn't anticipating meeting any slaves. I didn't know at that point about the brick kilns, and I was livid by the time I got there. I was so angry that these people were in this situation, but they were so friendly, they were so kind, and we're looking at this situation. I'm saying, man, what could we do, Shahzad? How much would it cost to buy these families out? And he said between $1,000 and $3,000–4,000 per family. And I said, well, let's just pretend I could come up with that kind of money. What would that look like? How could we get them out? How long would that take? And he said, James, we can't do that. He said, we can't just pull them out. It doesn't work like that. He said, they're 2-3 generations in, and they're living in houses that their grandparents built. They were slaves, and they've been there 2-3 generations. They can't read, they can't write, they don't know how to handle currency, how to run a business, how to get a job. If we could do anything, what would you do? What would work? And he said, oh, it's a long-range view, but we need to start a school.
It's not so much that I feel like I'm called to go to Pakistan. I feel like I'm called to go where He sends me, and I feel like He's sending me without telling me why. And I think that that's the exciting part, is I don't know for sure why I'm going, other than I feel like God is saying, go.
I want to be able, to be able to look back in 10 years from now and say, praise God, we tried it. Praise God, we did it. Look at these kids that are not slaves. Our worst case scenario out of this is we educate some children and we get them immersed in the Bible, and that's a really good outcome.
I feel like God keeps putting me in these situations where wrong things are happening and there isn't an easy solution. And what is fascinating to me about the slavery for the little children is there isn't a solution. There isn't a solution out of this that traditional thinking like money would buy your way out. I mean, the solution to this is change how we're thinking about the kids, about the people, and somehow show them a new vision, a new sign of hope, a new way of thinking.
My now good friend Shahzad said, hey brother, would you like to come to a community that I go to at least once a week of Christian slaves? I said, could you explain to me what you mean by Christian slaves? And he said, yeah, Christian people who work at a place they don't want to be for free. Yeah, that sounds like slaves. Yeah, I'd go there. And so we went, my heart's pounding in my chest, and we get there and we meet these people, and they've got children, my children's age, but these kids are making bricks all day long. The dads make 1,600 bricks a day, and then the family makes up the balance, up to usually 2,000 bricks per family per day. We started the school because there's no other choice for those children to ever have an education, and they will never have an education that involves the Lord unless we would help them. We discussed having 30 kids there as kind of a pilot for 6 months to a year, and then adding kind of 10-15 kids a year to ultimately get to 100 kids in the school. At least that's what we thought we'd all agreed to. And so in 3 months, we had 72 children between kindergarten and first grade. We had good human plans, and growing at that rate did not match our good human plans. And so I challenged Shahzad and I said, brother, I think you got to practice saying no, man. We need to slow it down and prepare to say no to a few people. And he said, brother James, you're not the one who has to look at a slave family in the eyes and tell them their kid is not going to be free.
जिया, आपका नाम क्या है?
मेरे पास का भी नाम भी है। My name is
Imnisha.
Long term, the hope is that they'll actually be able to do this completely on their own. Right now, we have to stay pretty involved. We're helping them work out, what do you do with the finances? What do you do with staffing problems? And all of that. We're providing strategic insight, we're praying, we're bringing people around it. And that's important and it's necessary right now. And the goal is that in the future it won't be. The dream is that they'll be completely self-sustaining and that they'll say, thank you for getting us started, we can take it from here. They are the pioneers right now. We're helping them pioneer something very, very new to Pakistan.